Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. That's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 22 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show, talking food, yo, and some other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the official podcast of the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last names, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, is Reaves. Say what's up.
What's up, people? We're here. It's us, just us.
Well, not just me and you.
Yeah. Oh, let me check in. Say hello to the people.
Hello, it's us. It's the boys. 3 boys. Ladies, sorry. Note on the door.
There's a sock on the door.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what the sock means, of course.
We're recording in wind, so we need it there so that we can block out the wind.
Yes, it's the other sock is on my microphone.
Yeah.
I use it as a block, as like an air blocker.
That's what the chili peppers were doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting those socks on.
Yes.
Air, block out the air.
Uh-huh.
You don't want the air to get up there, right?
No. And that's where I learned it from. I put socks on everything I want to keep the air off of.
Mm-hmm.
My head, my arm,
Feet,
doorknob.
Yes.
which is not a euphemism.
No. Feet is, though.
Feet is, though.
Feet's a euphemism.
Well, it is to some people.
It's an
Listen to this
acronym.
podcast. Yeah.
We haven't really talked about that contingent of our podcast, and that's mostly because I haven't posted our podcast to Reddit in a while to avoid them. But do we want to address them? You want to give them anything for 2025? Anything?
For 2025, I mean...
It's a new season. We haven't said
Yeah,
anything about them.
That's right. I do feel bad for not recognizing. I mean,
Right?
I'm sure they feel the same way. There's not been a lot to go off on the show itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? If it's there, we'll talk
about it. We're not going to force it, though.
No.
I'm definitely not going to do something where I email and say, hey, how come there's been no shoes off episodes? Hey, how come there's been no cold open looking at people's feet episodes? What's going on? I'm not going to do that.
And we haven't done that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I want to start off by saying we have not done that,
No.
and that's why I'm not going to do it.
Yes.
No, we won't do it because they kind of do it for us.
Can
which-
you guys keep talking so while I just delete some emails? Keep talking.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You can unsend emails, right?
yeah.
That is, I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
That's my favorite Outlook feature is when you try to unsend an email and it goes, yeah. Let me check with the people who got your email to see if they're okay with you deleting this email. The fuck is that?
Like,
Just the
no,
last
those
thing.
are exactly the people I don't want to ask that question.
I don't want to see this email.
I like it when I get an email and it has a weird subject and I'm like, huh. And then by the time I go up to click to it, bam, it disappears.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they made a mistake.
I don't think that was meant for me.
No, and they hide that shit too. You can't. And it used to be a thing where you used to have like a second or two on Gmail to unsend an email to be like, no. Internet got too fast now. What were we saying? We were talking about Jamal deletes emails. You were gonna say something, Reaves, and I jumped in with the Outlook thing.
Well, I did want to talk. It's just, I'm sorry, is it loud for you that the deleting of the emails, or is that just me?
I hear it. It's not loud.
It's not loud?
No.
Okay. I will power. It's me then. I will power.
You have that thing where you hear somebody eating a keyboard, it makes you want to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
It's synesthesia.
Yeah. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Yeah. Teeth on a keyboard.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's done now. All right.
Well,
Wait, I just got one from Jamal.
Don't read that.
I'm gonna open it. It says, "Hey, where are the feet?" Oh, it disappeared.
oh no.
Huh.
Ugh, God, my headache. My migraine's back. So, I've had a chance to do a little reading lately. Had a little
Got a lot of free time.
I have a lot of free time.
Notoriously too much free time.
Too much free time, and I'm like, I gotta make better use of this free time. And so I did a little reading, and this has been sitting on my library, bookshelf for a while. This bad boy.
There it is, folks.
Why I Cook. Tom
Why I
Colicchio.
Cook.
Why I Cook. Division sign. Tom Colicchio.
That's funny
Yeah.
because when I thought it was called "Why I Cook."
Why I oughta cook.
This is a missed opportunity for Why We Cook, a book that brings us together.
When we cook,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Hey.
the book.
Dot,
we
dot.
cook together, we make strides. We make the future together when we cook together.
When they go high, we go low in the
Mhm.
oven.
Let them cook. It's about equality, equity.
Yeah, they should actually be letting
Yeah.
them cook.
Them.
It's not stopping them from cooking.
All plates matter. All right, keep
Mhm.
going.
So I dug into this bad boy. I knocked it out pretty quick. No big deal. I can read books like that if I wanted to. Like
If you want
that.
to, yeah.
I
Who
can read a
wants
book.
to? Yeah.
Now, this book is interesting. It's a little autobiographical, but it also has a lot of recipes in it, which I
Okay.
like. And it's broken up by season. So you got fall.
Oh, so the same as Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
The same seasons that we now know Canada also has.
Yeah.
Thank you, Top Chef DC.
But not the same seasons as Saudi Arabia.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I don't know what those are.
And I'm not allowed to know. Wife comes down on me pretty hard when I start talking Saudi Arabia.
So
Men in their Saudi Arabia, she says.
Well, she keeps saying take off the keffiyeh scarf.
Yeah, and I won't because I'm in charge.
Yeah.
So I read through some of these recipes. And I wanted to run some of them by you guys. Just because
Oh,
there's a couple
thank
here that I
goodness.
found kind of interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
love an interesting recipe.
So the first one I have here
When we
is
cook.
it's titled Not Imitation Crab Rice.
I don't like that title already because now I think it's supposed to be imitation crab rice. And is that what's in restaurants?
Imitation? Wait, I'm confused.
Because it says not
Me too.
imitation crab rice. Does that mean the baseline is that when you get it at a restaurant, it is imitation crab?
That is what he's saying, is that you're constantly getting the fake stuff, but this is the real shit.
This is the real fucking deal.
I'm instantly angry now.
Yeah.
You've been lied to your whole life.
Yeah. And I
You
love
mean-
ordering
You mean an
chicken.
imitation crab fried this rice? There was a real crab back there working. You telling me it's some whitefish back there dressed like a crab frying this rice? The fuck?
Imitation of rice. This is for the REM fans out there. This is just me. This is a very fun, easy dish, good flavors. But there's a part in here that's a little bit confusing to me, and I wanted to run it by you guys.
Yeah.
So let me just read it here. And this is just kind of the recipe portion of it. In a large saute pan, heat the olive oil over medium heat until shimmering.
Got it.
Normal.
Easy.
Like Twilight.
Add carrot, fennel, red onion, celery, jalapeno, and garlic.
Easy.
I'm with you.
Cook the vegetables, stirring occasionally until they begin to soften.
Okay.
Easy.
Done that.
And don't be afraid to really black it up when you cook this. And there's the emoji of a flexing black arm.
I mean, so I know that we were doing this, but so far I'm still on board. I still understand what's going on in the recipe, but if you guys want to digest it, I understand.
Oh, okay. Well, and maybe that's a Bryan and I thing that
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
we
talk it
need to
out.
reckon with.
Am I allowed to get to say what I think that means?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if I
Please.
should.
Let's have open dialogue for once.
For once.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Just
Okay.
say it again, Reeve. Say it again, what it says in there.
Give me the
just
one
so that-
before that one, and then that one.
Cook the vegetables, stirring occasionally until they begin to soften.
I'm there. Okay.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to really black it up when cooking this.
And then there's the black arm
Black
emoji.
arm flexing emoji.
Uh huh.
Is this his way of saying don't forget to season it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what's speaking to me when he says black it up. I'm like, oh, so I've put in carrots, celery, onion. I forgot shimmering olive oil. He didn't say anything about salt, pepper, anything
He
else.
did not.
So like
No.
black it up. Okay, this needs my own touch. What seasoning do I want to put in here?
That okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm, as we know, an intellectual,
Mhm.
and so I like to give. Thank you, Jamal. You were very dark where you were.
I just realized.
Jamal had blacked it up in his video a bit ago. Couldn't see anything.
I don't like being that black.
Okay. Like I said, I'm an intellectual, so I've gone onto the internet and I've Googled black it up meaning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Tell me which one we think this is for the food.
I already know, but let's keep going.
Okay, well, you tell me which one of these 5 things it is.
Right.
To one, literally to make something black or darker.
No.
No, okay.
Okay.
2, to apply blackface makeup. Historically,
I have to
and
hear
often seen as offensive.
I have to hear the other ones before I can.
Okay. 3, to make something more racially black in character.
Tell me the other one.
4, to cover something up.
Oh, maybe this is where you put the lid on the pan.
Yeah, it's a set it and forget it. It's the black.
Yeah. Don't. So just to kind of sub that in, don't be afraid to really cover the pan up when cooking this.
Yeah, again, to forget something completely, black out.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I said. I said black it up. Come on,
Well,
Google AI
so here's my
overview.
thing.
I'm
Here's my thing.
intellectual.
About the second one that you said about blackface.
Yes.
To answer that, I need to know, when you guys cook, what are you looking like?
That's a good question.
Can I
Yeah, please.
be perfectly honest?
Open conversation for once.
Like a damn dump truck. That's what I look like. I look like a fucking mess.
Okay.
It's like, and I go into these restaurants and these chefs are looking real nice.
Yeah.
Clean haircuts, clean mustaches, clean tattoos, have taken a shower within the past 24 hours. Not me. I look like a dump truck.
Okay.
Me?
Is there any paint on your face?
My face? No.
No. Okay. All right.
Me? Looking like a total snack.
All right.
I mean, I've got the hair perfect. I've got the shortest shorts that I own, which are just above the knee. They're real short for me. T-shirt. It's a t-shirt, baby. Arms are out.
Yeah.
And probably wearing shoes. But
Are
not
these-
necessarily.
Are these the same camo shorts you wore when Reaves and I saw you like a month
Those
ago?
ones were long.
Oh, okay.
I've got shorter ones, but I didn't want to
Okay.
bring them out because I didn't want to outshine the birthday boy. Is there paint on me anywhere?
I
Not
didn't
that
ask but
anyone
yes.
tells me.
Okay.
I do say, is there paint on my face? And they go, no. But they say it like that when we think there is paint on my face.
What was the third option?
to make something more racially black in character.
That's what it is. That's
Okay,
what it
okay,
means.
okay, all right. Okay.
That's the one.
This refers to giving a movie character or story a more black representation.
And sometimes, so a lot of people think that means doing something big, doing something. No, it's not. It's usually something subtle. So, Reeves, tell me the name of the dish again.
It's not imitation crab rice.
You ain't gonna be imitating nothing over here.
So that's what it is.
Basically.
Okay.
Okay. So that's not bigger.
No.
That's okay. That's just parallel. That's doing the same thing.
I'm
a
gonna be
little
honest with
different.
you. That's normal speaking tone for most black people.
Okay.
It's not going crazy. That's not crashing out. That's just normal.
Okay.
You better
All right.
get that imitation crab meat out of here.
Question: with this recipe, does it say to use already cooked rice? Whenever you make fucking fried rice, the ingredients, it's always like use old rice. Like I've got it sitting around. I'm not a restaurant.
Honestly, I flipped to the next recipe.
That's okay. Let's do the next one. Is there more?
Second one I got here. This is for grilled oysters.
Okay.
With a little chili butter in it.
All right.
So,
Okay.
so before each recipe here, he's got a little spiel he has about like why he likes this recipe, what it means to him, et cetera, things like that. So I want to read what he wrote for this one, before the recipe starts. So it says, I think the first time I made this, I had some leftover chili butter from another meal. The heat, the fat, and the brine go so well together that this becomes something of a summer tradition. And believe me, she'll like it too. So
Hold on a second.
that part's a little questionable. It does go on.
Who's he talking to?
So let me read
Gee.
the second part here, and you maybe we can kind of make heads or tails of this. Because you then go into the ingredients, and I can read them here. It says 1 dozen unshucked oysters, check. 4 tablespoons unsalted butter at room temp. Half a tablespoon chopped scallions. 200 milligrams testosterone support. Half a teaspoon.
Hold on.
It does keep going on.
Okay, keep going.
Half a teaspoon of minced lemon. Half a teaspoon of chili pepper. 2 tablespoons finely chopped shallots. And 500 milliliters of Hem's Climax Control.
Are these converted?
I think so.
Okay.
Is there any mention of the Big Hurt Frank Thomas in this recipe?
I don't see it anywhere.
Or maybe like Doug Flutie?
Seems
like
you
food
know what?
they'd love.
I'm hearing it in that voice though when
Yeah.
I read it and I think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm hearing Brett Favre tell me this recipe.
Yeah, he might tell you this too, and they might do pants on the ground also.
Yeah. I'm like, Brett, can you give me a picture of the recipe? Not that picture, Brett. Not that
Yeah.
picture. Please stop sending that picture.
That's your wiener. That's what I say.
That's
Oops,
for
I think you meant this for
Oktoberfest.
somebody else. Maybe a masseuse. Okay. Is there like a code that I should send in someplace on like a phone number to maybe get this recipe? Should I maybe text like train to 263261?
Is there a fitness foodie influencer I should also have a code for or be following to like comment and possibly get picked, but they never pick anybody? That's just a way to aggregate data from their followers.
Is there that?
So that kind of world is a running theme throughout his book of trying to kind of like sell you things, kind of overlap with like other influencers type of universe, that kind of stuff. It's very subtly hinted at.
I hate, but also love that.
Yeah.
Is there an alternate option maybe on the next page that someone who doesn't have low T could do? Because I'm afraid that if I add testosterone booster to my oysters,
Yeah,
it's gonna be too much,
it is.
and then
It
I'm
is.
gonna be like the Hulk,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be terrorizing the down. I'll be like Godzilla, and then they'll have to send King Kong to come take me out.
Yes, and King Kong, of course.
Loses to Godzilla. So.
Oh, I was gonna say is Joe Rogan.
Ball.
But I like that, knowing who they are in this scenario.
Yeah.
Losing to Godzilla does feel nice there. Yeah. Yeah, and that's now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not because you already have too high testosterone. It's because the oysters you get are already very high in testosterone.
It
Yeah.
might be both.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't had my T numbers checked, but last time I did, the doctor did go, "Oh, you're good."
I noticed you didn't mention the last ingredient as being a thing you didn't want to add, though.
Oh no, yeah, so fast.
My doctor
I get there, but it doesn't stay there.
My doctor on his lab coat has this emblem that he has sewed on that says, "Please don't ask me about your tea." I guess it happens a lot. People coming in and being like, and how's my tea, by the way?
In his fairness, we have the same doctor. It is a Christian cross. So he's just tired of getting asked that question.
Please don't
He's
ask
not
me
about
my Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very anti-spreading the message of Jesus.
People
'Cause-
come in and they say, I think I've got low T. And he's like, I know what you should be doing every Sunday.
Speaking of the Lord, they don't. But wouldn't it be nice if they threw your T numbers on a metabolic panel? Mine always says like your sugar's too high, your livers are all fucked up. Tell me how my tea's doing, doc.
Why
Yeah.
won't they tell us how our tea is? Why is it always absent?
Why
It's
is
messed
it a
up.
secret? Why do I gotta ask Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas what my fucking tea is?
They want to tell me about every other vitamin letter except for my T.
Oh my
Vitamin
god! I know
T.
I know my D levels, my C levels. What's my T at, doc? Is it doing good?
The last one I got here, I actually have more, but I'll just do one more. Feels like we're
This is a lot of fun.
Feels like we're at a natural end here.
I'm having a good time.
So this one is for green farro. It's just like a farro and vegetable dish. You cook it in some chicken stock. Seems like a really
Not
nice.
PHA.
FARRO. I'm actually eating it right now.
No, you cannot eat those farros.
Well,
You
says
shouldn't.
the security guard at the museum. I have famously eaten the Mona Lisa, and I've tried to eat Tutankhamun, but they do not let me in there anymore.
Hold on a
You're like, this is
second.
beef jerky.
Just
Hold on a
let me
second.
try it.
Brian, I've been to the Louvre and Pharaoh Imhotep is missing a bite out of his nose. Is that you?
Oh no.
I would love to say that it was me, but they would not let me get close. But the reason that I wanted to do it is because I read that someone else did it. And she liked it too.
So this is farro, FARRO.
Okay.
It seems like a good side dish. Just something you have, and then you can have a nice protein with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. I've been eating Pharaoh recently.
Hell
It's actually very good. You have to cook it slightly differently than rice, but I found that it's more filling than rice, and you only eat like 100 grams of it.
It is very filling, and I haven't cooked it before, but I do like it a lot, and I want to roll it into my dinners because it's a good grain side.
An ancient grain from
Is it one of them
Rome.
ancient ones?
Yeah, it's ancient as hell. It's so old.
That shit's so fucking old. They got any new grains?
When are we gonna come out with a new grain?
These fucking same grains.
So each of these recipes, there's a little picture next to it. You get a little picture. of what
Love
it
a
looks like.
picture.
It's real nice. It gets you real hungry, and you're like, oh yeah, I'd like some of that.
I have these things.
Yeah, I'll take that. Makes sense. You know what you're aiming for with these.
Yeah.
For this one though, it just I don't know what to. It's a dank meme, is what he has.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you what the meme is?
Yeah, I
Or
love
describe
a dank
it?
meme.
Yeah.
I love a dank meme.
It says at the top, say COVID, but replace VID-19 with CK.
Uh-huh.
And the picture is a Super Saiyan with really long hair. And the hair takes up the whole page.
I'll tell you this. That's too dank for me. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck that means.
And it's like, I kind of would have liked to have seen the dish. I don't know what that was doing in there.
That's not what I cooked this. It did not look like that.
Mm-mm.
And I can see Jamal's getting mad. I'm just going to say this because a Super Saiyan isn't a person. It's a thing that it's what they do.
Well, I mean, a Saiyan is a person.
Oh,
So
okay. I don't
Yeah.
watch that shit.
I find it
play
interesting
sports.
that Bryan can't take the time out of his day to kind of invest into people who are born with monkey tails and then turn into apes when they get angry. So it's interesting that Bryan feels like they're not worth his time to invest and understand their culture.
Hey, look, man, that's what happened to me a million years ago.
You're more of a Piccolo man yourself, right, Bryan?
Yeah, give me Piccolo, dog.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, just the instrument.
So we could have more of those another time. 3 feels like a natural end there.
Yeah, that's good. Let's move on to a new segment called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is
A
segment
new
we do-
one.
No, as in, oh, God, Bryan. This is a new segment instead of the one we were just doing.
Oh,
Bryan.
okay.
Oh my God.
I
This
think
is
maybe do
Chef-
the one that I did last week. I'm not ready to do it again this week.
Why are you not? It's your segment.
Yeah, I don't think it hit. If someone had one, we could do it. But
Bryan, I'm being quite honest with you. I think there's a 7-year-old who is a fan of yours who very much enjoyed that bit.
how old?
7.
Okay,
This many's.
that's a good
That many.
age.
Let's
That's when
do
you get
Chefs I
funny.
Prepared for You. This is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night. And we present it as if we are presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a winner that will be chosen, a chosen winner, not a voted winner. I'll go first. Chefs I procured for you because we went out on the town in Texas last night. I was in the Star District, baby. Down here smoozing with the Dallas Cowboys players, making deals for the podcast.
You are going through the big D, and you do mean Dallas,
And I do mean Dallas. And let me
not
tell you something.
divorce like the
Let
other
me
side
tell
of
you
town.
something. That's Dallas, comma, capital T X. Both
Yes.
of my vitamins are working. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had chicken and beef fajitas from Mi Cocina, aka my kitchen.
Okay.
But it was a
Now
restaurant.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I got a couple of questions.
Here we go.
First question is a little story, then also a question. Story is, I've been hankering for some fajitas. Your boy's been fiending for the fajitas.
Okay.
I've been thinking about them,
Okay.
but I
Oh,
can't
man.
find. I want to go to a place. I want them to be as white and as American as possible. I
Mhm.
want it to be sizzling on the pan. I
Mhm.
want them to say it's my birthday and sing Feliz Cumpleaños to me. And I want the dads in the facility to go dos
What?
por favor when they order.
I'll
No,
have
you
what
want
he's
them to
having.
look over and be like, "Ah, I should have got that."
Yes, I want everyone to be jealous of me and my fajitas.
Honey,
Now,
throw out your meal.
the question
I
is,
need to get the fajitas.
did this do that?
Bryan, this did not have sizzling when it came out. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't know. I've had fajitas like 3 times in a row this year. Not one sizzle.
Huh?
Yeah, not one sizzle. I've had
Did you
fajitas,
ask
not
for it?
sorry, not 3 times in a row. 3 times this year. I just
Okay.
don't remember a sizzle happening.
What?
That's part of the whole
Dang.
show, though.
Yeah.
You get a little sizzle.
What I
with
don't
your
like is
steak.
I don't like how the waiters are setting my food down, making eye contact with me, knowing that my eyes are saying like watering and saying where's the sizzle, and they just say enjoy. And I'm
But
like,
where's the sizzle?
well, how can I enjoy it? This is stone cold.
They're
Yeah.
just like, you're kind of at a standoff where they're looking at you and they're just waiting for you to be like, "Is there a problem, sir?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Do you
is
have a
this
problem
even
with
hot?
this dish?"
Did you make this today? I don't know because it's not sizzling.
Okay.
Man,
Next question. Did it come with, sometimes fajitas come with a little butter, a little melted buttercup. To have
Not
that?
one melted buttercup.
The fuck is this
Wow.
place? Well, you have Cena here, and I think that's wrong. It is Cocina is kitchen, I think.
yes, cocina. Now, Bryan and Jamal, when you get that little buttercup, what you using it for? Are you
Bro.
confused as hell?
Maybe the first time I was.
But now I know.
Now I know.
I'm
Stick my
buttering
finger
Eat
in
the
it.
taco and then take a little sip to clear your palate.
I get that buttercup, and then I say, okay, can I have lobster now?
Yeah, right? Where's the lobster?
So I order the lobster, and I gotta wait. Talk about the sizzle being gone.
That's just to hook you in for a $45 lobster. You get
No.
a
It's
buttercup.
market price. It doesn't even say what it is on the menu. It just
Okay,
says
well,
market
look.
price.
I don't got market price in my bank account. I got $45 and it's 4 lobster.
And I know we're like joking around here, but and this is maybe a joke too. I put it on the steak,
Okay.
but if that's wrong, that's a joke.
Well, you asked the server what to do with it,
What
and
am I supposed to
he
do with this?
just like took it very aggressively and like poured it on the steak, and was just like,
There you go.
You should ask them. Say, hey, if I pour this butter in this skillet, will that make it sizzle? Because again, it didn't when you brought it out.
Oh,
when you know what I love about Mexican restaurants?
Here we go.
Careful, the plate is very hot.
I did get that last night.
I do love that. I love. Please be careful. The plate is very hot, and they ain't fucking around.
yeah, they're not.
Careful. This plate's been sitting in the oven for at least 30 minutes in the back. Careful.
Yeah,
The plate's
I
very
guess
hot.
they cook food by just putting it on the plate and putting it in the oven. I think is what they do.
I think so.
You ever get that plate dropped for you? You're on a first date. You laugh. You put your hands on that plate. Burn the hell out of your hands.
You
Gotta
can't
play
drop
it.
it because you
can't.
look like an idiot.
Rest of
Gotta
the
play it
night, you
off.
got both hands on 2 glasses trying to cool it down.
I'm just thirsty. She's like, you have 2 drinks.
One of them's
Put your
just
hand in the margarita. Frozen margarita, please.
Yeah.
Chefs, I prepared for you the burger, and I got a bacon cheeseburger and onion rings. Now, the onion rings were a substitute that I added myself. I thought I would get like, a normal little bag, little tiny bag, maybe get like 4 or 5 onion rings. It was a massive. It was like this big. It's still in my fridge.
Oh, you
Paper
can't really eat
bag.
Those.
What
With
did you have to
huge-
kill in your fridge to put it in there?
It was also very oily. This is a great
Yeah.
question, Jamal.
Yeah.
I kind of was just like, I softly push it in because I was like, I think I can kind of like, because of the nature of what's inside the bag, it'll kind of fold onto things that are in front of it.
It'll
Yeah.
take on the shape of things.
But it was pushing it back out. And I
Mhm.
did get aggressive with it. And I do think I smashed our grape cherry tomatoes because I just kind of pushed it, shoved it in after a while. But that's what I had.
How many did you eat of this massive bag?
Maybe 2, because after the cheeseburger, which I got a triple, because
Okay.
it was that kind of night, baby. They said, "Do you want a double?" I was like, "Not tonight. Make it a triple."
She had to call the manager.
She's like, "I don't know. I got to call this one in." He had to call up to the regional.
Yeah. He was back a long time.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. It's gonna cost $2 extra. I got
And I
it.
was like, "Listen, I got it. I got that cheese."
Seaburger, did you get a milkshake?
No. So, because I had it delivered to me. Did I say prepared?
Ah, you did. I was gonna
procured.
play out on it. I was gonna let you go.
Yeah. Delivery for a milkshake isn't going to work. They're
No.
just going to,
They're gonna drink all of it in the car on the way to you.
And can I tell you something that I ate a little crow?
Yeah.
And
With
you
the
we can
burger,
still
no,
say
why
that,
you didn't
right?
have any food? Why
Is
you
this
have room
is
for
this
fucking
part of the
rings?
chefs I prepared for you? You ate a baby bird?
Maybe.
Okay.
So I ordered this. Happy. Got it on Uber Eats. I'm like, this is gonna be great. And then when it's being prepared, and then all of a sudden, it goes to the map when you have a driver. And I look at it. I'm like, this isn't a car. This is a man on a bicycle.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
no.
I have always had bad experiences with men on bicycles picking up and dropping off my food.
Well, just in any scenario,
In
not
any
just the
scenario.
food scenario.
It's always bad. There's always
Yeah.
things that are dropped. It's always cold.
Yeah.
My mail is cold, things like that.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
guy,
you saw that movie. You saw that Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie, and you hated that.
yeah,
When he
Looper,
was on the bike.
fucking hate
Bruce
it.
Willis.
Yeah, his
From the
face looks so
past.
fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, no, I prejudged it, and I was like, well, that's whatever it was, $25 gone. And I was like, this is gone. It's going to be like half disgusting. It's going to take this person 3 hours. He was here super fast. It was very warm. Everything was intact.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to tip you, but I will give you a couple of stars, and I'll change my thinking on bicyclists, Uber Eats, vehicle people.
You learned. You grew.
Mm-hmm.
Chefs, last night I prepared for you. And folks, it's been a while. I had let me okay, I'll just say it. Brother, I had sloppy joes last night. But it was different than how I usually have it, which is from
Real
a
beef?
can.
Oh.
I did turkey. Ground turkey is what I do. I usually do with a can, manwich, bold or chunky, not the original.
Did
Here's
you
what happened,
find
though.
a can in your house and you're like, oh shit?
I wish that happened. Here's what happened. So my lovely wife, Carrie, has been getting these boxes of food sent to her house. Different from my house. I go over there sometimes and I steal stuff.
Her house is so nice.
It's so much better than my house. My house is outside. And she got a recipe that said barbecue sloppy joes, and it gave her this little pouch of barbecue sauce. And in theory, she would make sloppy joes. They gave her like that and like fake, like beyond ground beef. Folks, if you know anything about me and my wife, she does not like sloppy joes. I've tried. It's not working. So last night I was like,
Technically, she doesn't like your sloppy joes.
well, no one likes my sloppy joes.
Except for you.
I mean,
even not you.
Fox
sometimes.
smells his own hole. I had this. So we're going out of town in 2 days. I had this ground turkey in the fridge. It was sitting there burning a hole in my pocket. Gotta cook this turkey. And I found that pack of barbecue sauce. And I go, oh, this for sloppy joes? So I made it. Folks, this is fucking barbecue sauce. It was not sloppy joes.
Oh,
It was
no.
different. I guess it was maybe trying to be like a barbecue. I don't know. It wasn't what I wanted. I still put it on a bun. I did do cheddar cheese instead of American cheese because it was barbecue sauce. And it didn't work. It wasn't good. One, not enough sauce. It was a little light on the sauce. I had to go in the fridge, get reserves, pull out the extra sauce that I keep in there. I can't think of the brand right now. Sweet Baby Ray's. Get that out of there. Throw some extra on there. And that's what I had. And I had some Doritos on the side.
Was it worth the relapse? Like, a lot of times it's like after the relapse, it's like, well, I need to have another one because it wasn't. I'm remembering it being better than this.
Yeah.
Also, second question: did you have to call your sponsor after? Keep going.
Yeah.
I did. I had to give my chip away. I will say this, and this is because I'm very honest. I am saying that this is the first time in a long time I've had sloppy joes on a night before we do the podcast. I have in the last 2 months, I think, had sloppy joes twice, but it wasn't on the night before the podcast. So if you're asking if I have relapse, the answer is yes. And last night I didn't have my stuff, and I went chasing and I tried to find something that just didn't scratch the itch. And I called my sponsor, and usually you call them before you're thinking of using
Yes.
Yeah.
sloppy joes, but I waited till afterwards.
Yeah.
And she was disappointed in me.
This is your wife, right?
Yes. One, she said, "Why don't you just come over to my house?" I said, "I'm allowed in. I'm allowed in."
That's usually what they say. They're like, come on over. And it's actually good that Carrie is your sponsor because she's disgusted by that. Because a lot of times it's like you have a similar addiction, and they're like, "Do you have any more?"
Yeah.
It becomes a whole cycle.
Yeah.
No, yeah. She's like, "Oh, you did it again. You disgust me," and that helps sometimes.
Shaming you.
Yeah. So no, it didn't get me where I wanted to be. So
Well, that was an interesting story because I didn't know that you'd been gaming the system and hiding that you'd
Yeah.
still been eating sloppy joes from us just by
Yeah.
not doing it on Saturday nights.
I will say that in those 2 times in the last 2 months, other than that, it hasn't happened in like a year or 2.
Well, good. I'm proud of you.
Wow.
I'm being honest.
That's
I'll
good
always
strength.
tell you guys. You guys are my friends. If you ask me, I have to tell you it's like the cops.
I just wish you would have talked to us sooner. We're your friends. We
Yeah.
could have offered help.
You guys just don't. Unless you've been there, you don't get it.
Well, I'm just saying we're always here if you want to talk to someone before you make that call in the future.
Didn't one of the Top Chef people talk to us about sloppy joes recently? Am I making that up?
Maybe it was Savannah.
I think you did mention something about sloppy joes, and they were like, "What?" Like disgusted and confused.
All right, we should choose, I guess.
Mhm.
We're 44 minutes.
All right.
We've been doing long ones lately, folks.
Oh yeah, we going long.
I'm going to pick Bryan for his
Okay.
honesty.
Wow. Okay, thank you.
And I am going to pick Bryan as well.
Okay, you guys are gonna make me cry. But also, you are encouraging my behavior. I'm gonna win. I will pick. I can't pick Jamal because that shit wasn't sizzling. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
go Reaves, and here's why. It's been a long time since I've had veggie burger, or sorry, Z burger. But when we used to go, my wife and I used to go. We used to go to the one in Tenleytown, and she would order a veggie burger, and the register guy would always go veggie burger to the back, and it's burned in my head.
That's cool as hell.
All right, Bryan, I think you win.
Well, if I were in America, I would say, yeehaw. But since I'm in Calgary,
So loud.
Bryan, you don't have to do
Wahoo!
that. I had a whole thing. I was deleting an email that said Calgary from my Yahoo.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Chap.
All right, we're back. Top Chef, season 22, episode 11, Calgary, Yahoo. Reaves, you want to take us through it?
Let's do it, baby. Episode 327 overall. Oh, by the way, I was looking back Wikipedia, and they do have the ratings. And like
For the new
last
ones.
episode, yeah, it was like 0.42.
No one watches live TV anymore.
Yeah, what's the point of those ratings? They're pretty useless. So
Useless.
we open on the chef saying bye-bye to Toronto, or so we're told, Toronto.
Atlanta.
They get in their BMWs and head to Calgary.
And drive a day and a half. Calgary's nowhere near Toronto.
It's a long drive. This is
We've
a
never
big
seen them board
country.
a plane. Do they get on a plane? We don't see that.
No, we just see them in the BMWs. They make them drive. Saving
That's
money.
a fucking long drive.
Lana talks about how she's tired of being on the bottom.
All over the writing's all over the fucking wall for Lana this episode.
This
Finally.
is I like this episode a lot, and I think part of it is the structure of it. It really kind of tells you in the beginning where they're going, and then it ends with it, which is a throwback to how they used to do it. So I enjoyed this episode. But yeah, just tired of being the bottom. Lana. So the chefs are outside and they meet Kristen and the Tomcat and Gail. They're in the Olympic Plaza in Calgary. And Kristen says, "Oh, by the way, if you guys are sick of Canada, you win a couple more times, you're going to freaking Milan, Italy, for the
Getting you out of
finale.
here. We're getting you out of here.
We're getting you guys out of here. We're going right to
Do you think they
Italy."
went to France because of the Canada connection?
Well, they went to Italy.
Oh, I thought they were talking about going to France.
Man, I was trying. My brain was trying to make sense. I was like, what did I miss? Why did they go to France?
I think it's because I'm hungry right now.
I think
Keep
it's
going.
because
Yeah.
Massimo kept being like, "I'm excited to go to Milano," and he's making it about his thing, and that motherfucker's French.
Yeah.
That's Italy.
Yeah.
They're different. Massimo.
Massimo is a great casting find. I totally get it. If I found him in casting, I would put him in. It's a good season. He's Canadian too. But I feel like we're missing one very bland, very Canadian chef.
Yes. Yeah.
Or we had that person and they got eliminated.
I
far
think
too
Massimo's
quickly.
the only Canadian though that started the season. I feel
think
like
he is.
I feel like the woman judge who they have come in is that person.
She's very
bland
Canadian.
and very Canadian.
Oh, this is a good flapjack, Yeah. Sorry about that.
I feel like Massimo is a great cast, but I feel like we as a audience are not benefiting from Massimo being in this current season. I want Massimo in a season when they're fucking mean to each other
Yeah.
and they call him out for being crazy and he's crazy back to them. Like more of what he did in that like outside when he was like yelling at that woman. That would be everywhere.
And then they can go to the table and serve, and he'll be like, "How's my hair?" Like to try and like make up real fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah.
great. He's a crazy person. Really like take the fucking leash off of him. Let's like go.
If they do like another all-star season, but like an all-star of the new era, you got to put Massimo in it.
100%.
He is good box office.
He's not winning this season. Tristan is.
Yeah.
Like unless Tristan like shows up in Italy and like I don't know goes to France by accident.
I was about to say that. Unless he does what I would do and book a ticket to France. I'm going to Milan, France. Can you believe it?
I am going to be very disappointed if it isn't Massimo and Tristan. I guess they do 3 people usually, but at least
Yeah.
Massimo and Tristan in the finale because they've kind of been building towards the 2 of them potentially
It's-
going at it.
It's going to be Massimo, Tristan, and Bailey.
Yeah, that's what I would like that.
I
I
like
don't
that too. I
hope
think
Jamal
Joie is
gets
showing up, but like
I think he's
it's
going to
not,
choke.
He's not final 3. Is he next? You think?
Yeah. Hold on a second. There's someone we're not thinking about. Cesar's next.
Cesar. Yeah.
Oh, he's done.
He's done. He's next.
Yeah.
He struggled this episode.
So we're
Yeah.
probably thinking the 4 is Massimo, Bailey, Schwei, Tristan.
Yeah,
If we're
Okay.
just going off numbers, which you should, because that's usually who gets eliminated.
been working.
Yeah. So Cesar is gonna probably be next, and then hold on a second, because I can't see it. So yeah, Cesar is probably gonna be next because he has 16 points. It's the lowest of anyone. The next is Bailey, but Shawai has 20. But that's mostly because Bailey's been out of the
She missed a bunch of episodes.
right.
Yeah.
So if Bailey was here for those 3 episodes, she might be fast more than Shawai, more than likely. Also, just to point this out, Massimo is the one who's really coming on because he's 3 points now behind Tristan, and at one point in time, Tristan had doubled everyone's score. So
Yeah, he was pulling away.
Yeah, Massimo is one. Is he 3 in a row, or he's at least 2 in a row? He won the
No.
last one as well, right?
he is right now 3 in a row.
No, Shawai won the last one because he got
Oh,
an
you're right.
I'm
He
sorry,
got
2
3
out of the
minutes
last
more.
3, but he's won 3 eliminations.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
at the end here. He's like coming on at the end.
So our quick fire challenge here. The chefs have 45 minutes to prepare a pancake breakfast inspired by the Calgary Stampede. And the fact that they keep talking about this stampede, the Calgary Stampede, and I don't see one heart. Brett,
Yeah.
The Hitman.
others. I started going through my Rolodex of other hearts, and I'm like,
Jim,
I think they're
you
all
went-
dead.
You went to Owen eventually?
Yeah.
First.
Why
Dead
Bret
is-
Hart hasn't been there yet is truly fucked up, and this is the one he should have been in.
They've not pulled any fucking Canadians, but like Bret Hart would love to do this fucking show.
You're telling me?
You go to Calgary, you can't get a heart. You can't go to the heart dungeon and do an elimination challenge, do a quickfire in the heart dungeon.
Yeah,
Make them-
while Bret Hart is putting you in the sharpshooter.
Oh, you gotta mise en place this fucking. You gotta turn this artichoke while Bret Hart puts you in a fucking the sharpshooter.
Yeah,
Artichoke Hearts challenge.
I like it.
Okay, hire us. What are you doing not hiring us? We'll make this show sing.
So the pancakes, here's the real interesting part about it. Were expected to be handheld, as we're
Not
all
pancakes.
used to. A handheld pancake. When I order a pancake, I want them just to put it right in my hand.
Just fucking put it in my hand. I got a stack of 3, 1 in each hand, the third just on my face.
I want that table pancake I can just fold up, take with me.
I love that people are talking more about table pancakes.
Mhm.
I've a long time been a big proponent of pancakes for the table.
Here's my thing. I am a fan of this table pancake. Here's the issue for me. I like pancakes so much. That is a normal size pancake for me. I don't want to share that with anyone else.
But
'Cause
sometimes
now-
something you want some protein maybe. You want like a,
Yeah,
like an
but
egg.
I would also eat that whole pancake with the protein.
Okay,
Let's
you
get
want 2
let's
entrees.
I want that table pancake just in front of my little table, and then there can be a separate one in the center for people to share.
Jamal hates sharing food.
It's not my favorite thing.
No. You take him to a tapas place, he says no.
You know, I saw something on social media recently that said people who don't like sharing food are better with money and more emotionally stable than people who like sharing food.
The money thing works for you. Emotionally stable? I don't know about that. You fly off the hinges at any fucking moment.
Oh, it's about to happen.
Yeah, I can see it.
The fuck did you say to me?
See? There he goes.
So Massimo is dressed in all black, including black sunglasses, which he never takes off, and black plastic gloves. He does look like Johnny Cash during his drunk phase. And he also is scared of the grill. Everyone here has made a pancake, right? Everyone knows that the first pancake is a bad pancake, and then after
First pancake's a dud.
it's
The
always
first one's usually the best one for me. And then the pan gets too hot and they burn the rest of them. I don't know what the first one for me is perfect.
You don't turn
How
it
is that
down.
And then
possible?
I don't know.
how is it? But how do you have the opposite problem that everyone else has?
I don't know. The first
Brian-
one's the best one.
Brian's like, I gotta make the first one, then I gotta get off the griddle.
I eat the first one standing up. Wait, do you guys eat the first pancake before you finish the rest of the pancakes? Yes,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Of
Just like-
course. of
just like-
course.
With your hands.
You gotta
yeah,
test-
Cooking the
yeah.
rest. Okay. Just check it. Just check it.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah. It is my best pancake, but I do eat it before I finish the rest of the pancakes.
That's the reason why I eat that one, because for me, it's the bad one, and I'm like, well, I'm going to eat it. Massimo can't get his heat right on the griddle, so he turns over to pans, and the substitute there, or the knock-on effect of using a pan, is that the size of these pancakes are that of a quarter. They're very, very tiny.
I
Tom
don't know
is
why
upset.
I don't know why he tries to save this by being like, no, I wanted you to be focused on the pancake. No, you just tell them you fucked up and you're scared of the grill.
He says, "You have a lot to eat today," which I think is very funny.
He should have served 2 pancakes. If he's
Make a
gonna
little
serve-
sandwich out of them.
Yeah, if he's gonna serve
Mhm.
2 small ones, just make it 2 pancakes. Not
Yeah,
one.
and then it is handheld, which is what pancakes are supposed to be, I guess, in fucking Canada. Where's Bret Hart? Tell me how he eats his pancakes.
You know how many maple syrup guys, maple syrup CEOs saw this episode and they're like, "Oh yes, we're gonna get so much maple syrup in this episode." Then they said, "We don't want
Nope.
any maple syrup," and they just started crying.
You
Their
bring Bret Hart
stock is
on.
plummeting.
He gets to pick his 3 favorite quickfire. The first one, best there is. Second one, best there was. Third one, best there ever will be. And that
Then the
person
gl-
gets $10,000.
then the glass shatters and here comes Stone Cold.
Oh God, Goldberg comes out, fucking ruins his career.
Bret Hart.
Oh, we could have a Goldberg lettuce competition, a cold appetizer for Stone Cold, and then artichoke hearts.
If they go to Texas, you better gotta bring Stone Cold. And it's gotta be like a beer challenge. Like you have
Yeah.
to use beer in this.
You got to put beer in your meal. You can make anything: bread, pizza, chicken, whatever.
Can of whoop ass. You have to include this can of whoop ass in your meal.
So another piece to this whole quickfire, a bunch of Canadian freaks show up in cowboy stampede, costumes, and are trying a lot of the food.
There's a clown.
There's one dressed like a clown.
There's 2 very clearly British women who say they're from here.
Yeah, that's
like-
weird. They're in a lot of shots too.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. We're here from yes, we live here in Canada, born
They're
and
like,
bred.
Where are you from? And she's like, Chicago. Are you guys from here? Well, yes, we are from
Oh, we
Calgary,
are
Alberta,
from
Canada.
Calgary. Look how our heads talk when we speak.
Where are the cows?
They do get a real Canadian cowboy to try Lana's dish, and he's all like, the bottom was pretty soggy, don't you know?
Yeah.
It was pretty soggy. I couldn't even eat it. It's like a hockey puck.
Everything. Well, they compare everything to hockey pucks in Canada. This is not like a hockey puck, they say, when it's not like one.
It's not like
One,
I was thinking it was going to be a puck, and it wasn't.
one Adam 12.
nothing
What
else.
does the suspect look like? A hockey puck with Jordans on?
I have to say that he wasn't hockey puck shaped.
He wasn't in good hockey shape. I'll say that much.
He was on his feet. He didn't have any skates on.
I'd say he was in hockey shape. Yeah, he's probably been playing.
Didn't get a good look while he was skating by.
Anything else? Can you describe anything else about him? No, he skated that way. That's
Great set of the lettuce on his head was perfect. Like great lettuce on his head. Can you describe it? Yeah, it's real ace legend.
On top here, we got Shawai, who had a lot of flavor. It was also crispy. Bailey, she had pecans in hers, and Tristan had a little
Bailey
salsa.
did a crepe.
She did do a crepe, and it did look good. Tristan had a little salsa on it. Shawai did everyone was doing cornmeal, hoe cakes, basically,
Yeah.
cornmeal pancakes. On the bottom, Cesar he kind of had this pancake with a tomato and some other things, and it was a
fuck
little
was that?
disconnected.
Carrie didn't watch the episode, but she came in like at that point, and I was like, "These are pancakes." She was like, "With the tomato on it," and I was like, "Yeah, that's supposed to be a pancake."
That's what I was saying. This is not a pancake. Massimo also on the bottom because his was too small, and Lana not enough about the pancake. So all kinds of pancake problems here. And the winner is Shawai. He wins the quickfire. Which if Bret Hart was here as a guest judge, he would start to announce Shawai, and then Tom would be like, "No, it's actually Massimo," and then Bret Hart would be like, "You screwed me."
Spit in Tom Colicchio's face.
It happened again.
Cooking with shadows. Let them cook.
Let them cook. So we go right into the elimination challenge here. The chefs were responsible for cooking dishes incorporating beef and local berries. Because when I think of cooking a nice steak, I think of what berries can I put on top of this steak?
I will say, when I was in Italy,
Mm.
and there's a place in DC too, I think it's closed.
It's pronounced France. But keep going.
When I was in France, there's a restaurant called Agua El Due, and it was in DC for a minute. It might not still be there, which kind of takes the like gold off of it when you're eating at a place in Italy and it's also in fucking DC. That does a blueberry steak, and brother, that shit fucking rocked my world.
Like it was the sauce on top was like a blueberry sauce.
It was like fully Yeah, like a fully just like drenched in like a thick like blueberry uh fucking sauce. And it was fantastic.
I mean, I was making fun of it a little bit, but it makes sense, the pairing of like you can make a nice reduction sauce that's very tart that you can put on top of a steak that can be very rich and fatty. So I do get it. It makes sense. It isn't where my mind goes, but
No.
and the part of this whole episode is to commemorate the ranchers and the First Nations people brought together by the Canadian or the Calgary Stampede. And so they use a lot of ingredients that come from their culture, which include a lot of different type of berries like elderberries,
Chokeberry,
chokeberries, gooseberries,
Saskatoon berry.
black
My favorite
currants.
my favorite thing that happened with all of these berry descriptions is the guy the like contestant would say like, I got Saskatoon, and the First Nation lady would say, that's a very tart berry.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, yeah, that one's tart too. Yeah, okay, that one's tart. Yeah.
the black currant, that's a really tart berry. Basically just being like, okay, yeah, so you got the black currant, yeah, so that's gross. And Saskatoon also gross. Good luck, they really are yucky.
Yeah. I like elderberries. They also are good for your immune system, so hopefully they helped prevent people from getting sick.
Huh.
The chefs then head to a co-op, or it's called the Co-op, which is a Canadian grocery store.
It looks like a regular grocery store.
It looks like a grocery store to me.
I didn't see me in there doing my hour shift so I can get 10% off of fucking asparagus.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Tristan is going through the spice, area aisle or whatever, and he throws a spice in the cart in a way that is so
Nails it.
relaxed. It's a
Yeah.
no look throw, and it just like whoop, and falls
Nailed
right
it.
in. I was like, this guy knows how to shop.
Didn't have to. It wasn't even. He's like, oh, guess I got that one.
Yeah,
Right in
whatever.
there.
No big deal. I'll
Flawless.
take that one.
Flawless. Effortlessly cool. That's what they call it. Riz. Dripping in Riz.
We see Bailey forced to ask Shawai what he's making, and then as he starts explaining it, she walks away. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll see you later, which I feel like I've experienced this a lot in my life where I'm talking to someone and then I'm like, oh, you're not paying it. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking and look away. The chefs then head to the Class Clown Burgers. And let me tell you what,
Oh, yeah, to meet Kristen, yeah.
there is nothing funny about this burger place. I didn't see anything funny happen there.
Not much at all happens at this burger place.
I mean, other than, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, Kristen kind of has a good joke when she says, honestly, it's been a really great season of Top Chef.
I was like, what is she going to say? She's really holding it out here. What is she going to say? Hard? Like, successful? Like, the food's not been that good.
It's been a really shitty time for me this season. I do not want to be here.
I'm ready to leave Toronto.
We also, I guess the only other notable thing here is Lana apparently staged or worked very briefly for Kristen.
This is a good story.
Yeah,
This
Kristen,
is a good story.
no recollection. It's like, I've never seen you before in my fucking life, okay? I do not know you. And Lana was like, well, you were nice to me. And Chris was like, good, thank God.
Thank God I wasn't
So
a
many
bitch.
people I'm fucking mean to. I'm just, thank God this one worked out for me.
Yeah, she says, thankfully, she's just glad I wasn't a bitch to you, is her exact quote.
Yeah.
She's like, I was so terrible. You brought me back the next day, and we're like, you're not getting the job. Then why the fuck did you call me back here?
Okay, could you have just maybe called me about that? It kind of wasted my time.
Some messages are best delivered in person.
Lana had this fun story too, where she talked about like interning as whatever for a chef on their island, and just so casually fucking saying that, like it was just like, the fuck are you? Like this is like the most like, I was looking for so and so on his island. Is there more to this story? No, there isn't apparently.
Well, yeah, because that guy's gone now. That island. We can't talk about that island anymore.
Famously killed
Yeah.
himself in jail.
She was on the manifest. But like the good, well, not the one side of the manifest.
Hey, everyone's got to eat. All right. Our
Yeah.
job was to make food. That's it.
All I did was eat.
Yeah.
You don't think there are people making food at Diddy's parties too?
Their job is to cook food, not to take a stance.
I am not freaking off. I am just cooking food.
All of these bottles are olive oil.
Yes.
I promise.
Next day, the chefs head to a frickin' house that's called the Rough Restaurant to start prepping, but it is a house, which is fine. So, we have our guest judges show up, including Connie from the other Top Chef. We see Bailey is bruleeing a gorgonzola, which I love a gorgonzola cheese. I
A
love
little
it.
too strong. A little too
Ooh.
spunky.
I'll buy it, and you know what? I'll just cut a little piece off and eat
Ooh, I can't do that.
it.
Can't do that.
Have you ever put it as a finish on a steak? Speaking of steaks,
No. I told you guys my steak thing the other day. We didn't talk about that on the show. I did fuck a steak up recently. Not in the good way. No. For a while there, Jamal and I were experimenting with gorgonzola in the mac and cheese.
That's
No,
right.
that's Gruyere, not Gorgonzola.
You're right.
Okay.
But I have had gorgonzola with an apple.
With an apple. Okay. So I kind of get that pairing. But you gotta put it on a steak. Get a nice hot steak that's just resting. You shave a little gorgonzola on top. Ooh, baby.
Take your word for it.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. But she brulees it, and it looks kind of cool.
She put sugar on it apparently.
Yeah, a little sugar, and she's.
I thought the
that
brulee
baby.
just meant like cooking it with the flamethrower, but I guess it does mean put sugar on it.
The sugar is what like caramelizes it, or I don't know what the chemical term is. Jamal, do you know it?
I think you're right. It's just burning the sugar to make a
Yeah,
crust.
it burns it.
Yeah, burning the sugar.
There's a chemical reaction.
Speaking of burning, Lana is a sage girl, and she burns sages when the vibes aren't right.
Got a sage on her arm too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got it freaking tattooed on her arm.
Again, really showing us that she's going home. I have arm tattoos, she says.
Yeah,
You know what that means.
Yeah, don't tell Bryan. Everyone's using liquid nitrogen here because I think it's like you have to get the berries very hot to break them down and make your sauce, and then they probably need to very quickly cool them, and they don't have enough time to like naturally do it. So you see a lot of that. Judging here, Lana's dish, which is she has a New York strip, needed more berries. Too much sage, not enough berries.
Yeah.
Meat cooked too far in advance, rested too long. Tom sad
Tom
Tom.
hated that fucking meat.
He was sad
Hated
boy.
it. Tom had this great like alpaca sweater on.
Oh yeah.
Looked really comfy.
That's a subliminal message for him to like, people see him in the alpaca and everyone's like, oh, get it, alpaca your knives and leave. Got it.
Yeah, see, that's how you know we're real Top Chef heads. That Jamal picked up on that. Little Easter egg for y'all.
Massimo is like making what he calls a leather of berries, which is like just a very thin. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, people. It's like a fruit roll up kind of.
That's what they called it. They too. Yeah,
It's
they
a
said
fruit roll up,
the fruit leather on top.
and he's hustling to try and finish and plate. He does drop one on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He does pick it back up, and he does put it on one of the plates. I saw it. I can't unsee it. It did happen.
Who do you think got it? Probably Gail. Gail gets all the fucked up ones.
Absolutely, it was Gail. If it wasn't gonna make it on there, it would have been Gail's. If it was on the floor
Yeah.
and got to her, it was Gail.
Mine's missing the fruit leather. Does everyone else's fruit leather have hair and little bits of dirt on it? Is it just mine? And then Tom's like, I didn't get the hair and a little dirt.
That would have
Tristan,
been great if they panned over and someone actually had an actual fruit roll up.
just
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
oh man, fruit by the foot.
You guys house those things all at once? Put in your mouth all at once?
I didn't have that many as a kid, but when I did, it was gone.
Yeah. That same thing with then you got to punch out the little shapes. That
Oh,
whole
yeah.
mouth. Just crumble it up, all thing in the mouth.
I was a Gushers man myself.
You're a Gushers boy?
I
Okay.
gotta squeeze all of my hand right down to my mouth.
Throw out the husks. I don't eat that shit.
Open every pack, put them in a bowl, stomp on them, and get a little tube so it comes out. All I want is that gush.
You know it's fake, they say. It's not real gush. It's pee.
Tristan. I was trying to connect two things and I couldn't do it.
Sorry, yeah.
Tristan chose the flat iron steak, which is a very hard steak to cook because, like he talks about it, it's like your timing has got to be perfect, your heat's got to be perfect, or it's like you're done. Half a second and it's overcooked. It's a very difficult piece of cut of meat to cook out, but he does a great job. And
Does
Shwai
everything
does
well.
a congee in a beef.
He tried that new, he tried the thing that she described, the beef jerky thing. Tristan did that and crushed it.
Yeah. Tristan's killing it. So judges table here. On top, Massimo Shwai, Tristan. And our winner is our friend, the local Canadian himself, Massimo, for his tenderloin and elderberry fruit roll-up.
The one that they described as being a showstopper when they were having it at the table.
Like this.
Wonder who's going to win this one.
Oh. On the bottom here, we got Bailey, Lana, and it's who's left over.
Everybody
Cesar.
else.
Everybody
Cesar.
else. You're on the bottom. Again, we went over Lana's beef was over-rested.
This reminds me, I wanted to say, I don't remember us bringing it up, but in the quickfire, they announced who was the favorite and winner, and then talked about who they didn't like.
Yeah.
Which
So
was strange.
they've switched that since Tom stuck his nose in.
Did
the
they do that
quickfires.
last week too?
They did, and
Oh,
the
I
way
don't remember
the
that.
reason they do it, I think, is to lead because it's supposed to tie into
Yeah.
their voting.
Oh, yeah.
Or-
And they do say this in there. Remember, you have to work extra hard in the
Yeah.
elimination challenge because of this.
'Cause
I
you were
still
very
don't know
naughty.
why they can't do that before they announce the winners.
It doesn't really make sense. I think maybe the flow of the episode, but yeah, it feels like we're really kicking people. So in the end, Lana is eliminated for her New York strip.
Lana, please pack your knives and go.
Lana, it's been great watching you cook all season long.
Thank you. And I just want to thank you guys all. This has been such an incredible experience. I'm so honored to be amongst all of you guys.
Such a pleasure. Thank you. See you in New York.
I'll see you around New York. Yep.
To make it to the top 6 is dope. That's awesome. So I'm really proud. I have a lot of emotions happening right now.
I'll see you in Harlem.
I just got outcooked by 5 incredible chefs. Love you guys. A lot of energy, a lot of focus.
A lot of Jerry.
Sucks to be so close to the finale and not make it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Adios.
agree.
Where is she now? Lana, of course, was on Pressure Cooker on Netflix. So check that out. She was on it.
I watched that. It could have been better. Netflix isn't good at reality shows. They have a good concept. They don't execute well.
No, they're very poor at that. She also, if you're in the New York area, in Brooklyn, she's got a Juneteenth cookout. It's $50 per person, and
That's a good price.
last I checked, still spots left.
Oh,
Set
go to
me
that.
free with these prices.
$50 for a Top Chef contender, and I think she might have won Pressure Cooker or got second in. I think. Sorry, spoiler alert. It was good.
Bryan, are you gonna go?
To Brooklyn? God no. It takes me a day and a half to get there.
So plan ahead. It's for Juneteenth, Bryan.
What else are you going to be doing on Juneteenth?
What's more important to celebrate for you on that day?
Columbus Day.
I hope that stays in. All right, let's talk about the fantasy standings. Bryan is winning with 78.5 points. I've got 77.
Let's fucking
And
go.
Reaves has 47.5 points.
I
he
want
done?
people to know if they didn't listen to the episodes where we selected. I picked all women. And I ended up and that's not me. This is the show. The
This is
show
the
is
show.
causing the points, not me.
Yeah.
I picked
Yeah.
it to support women because I'm an ally, of course.
Yeah.
Big ally.
And that's the point total. Top Chef. I'm looking at
And
you.
I had an inkling that Top Chef would go back to its roots, and that's why I did not do that.
Yeah. I mean, besides like Tristan being in the finals and like Joy being pretty far, there are a lot of traditional, like especially like Massimo being very like French cooking, Italian cooking. It's like they're kind of going back to that. Well, we do know that DEI is dead, so they don't have to do that anymore. Look out for the next season, season 23.
Well,
What
this
season
is
are we
good.
in?
Tristan is earning this on merit. So what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying like next season. Now that all
next
that
season,
they've
yeah.
slashed all of those.
I assume next season will be like 10 white guys and 1 woman.
Mm-hmm.
That seems about right.
And finally, we can get back to cooking.
Top Chef Austin.
Brian,
If
that's when you play the outro music.
Oh,
We
I was
end
gonna try to
on
do
that.
one too.
We end on that, but fine.
I don't
go
get
ahead.
to do one too.
No, go ahead.
No, it's too late now.
All right. Comedy is about timing. So until next week, we're going to pack our knives and go.
This is fun.
Absolutely.
This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. And y'all got a new fan. I love it. Love hearing you guys' commentary. So
Okay, you might make the outro with that.
Yeah, clip it.